Today I will be showing you this amazing strategy that gives a lot of winning signals. This strategy made 81% win rate within a short period of time. Trust me, it is one of the best you would see online. And it is very easy to understand. I recently discovered the strategy as it uses just one indicator, which makes it very easy and user-friendly for beginners. I will backtest it 200 times with an initial account size of $1,000, with a 1.5 risk-reward ratio. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, as it really helps the channel. Without further ado, let's jump into it.
Okay, so we're going to backtest our strategy on the Ethereum 3 minutes charts. But first I want to let you know we switched from Japanese to Heikin Ashi. I know a lot of you guys are thinking that the results from a backtesting system with Heikin Ashi candlesticks are a bit different because of the difference in entry price. But the truth is, that difference is very insignificant on a 3-minute chart. Okay, so let's now reveal the indicator on the chart, as I would be revealing the settings used for this strategy later in the video. Now for this strategy, we are only using the indicator from a famous TradingView script writer, all thanks to lazybear. This indicator is one of his new indicators that have gained its stand as one of the top indicators on TradingView, with a lot of likes at about 44,000. In his words here, he wrote, "Wave Trend Oscillator is sort of a famous TSMT indicator. When the oscillator is above the overbought band in bracket the red lines, and crosses down the signal in bracket dotted line, it is usually a good sell signal. Similarly, when the oscillator crosses above the signal when below the oversold band in bracket green lines, it is a good buy signal." He went ahead below here and said, "I have marked some crossovers in the above chart. As you can see, they are not the only useful signals WT generates. Try it on your instrument and let me know what you think." And this is the part I want us to concentrate on, as we would be using this strategy in a different and unique way. Back to the chart. Let me show you the settings we are using. Actually, I did not touch anything on the inputs panel, but only did one adjustment on the style. And that is on this last plot over here. I had to change the line used here as it was on area, and also I changed the color to white, for better visualization. Now moving on, we have our chart looking like this. Please note that you can tweak your own settings, and also have your own style of trading this strategy, but for the entry condition, we would be considering all parts of this indicator, as they all have what they offer when we applying our strategy. So watch closely, as we break them down bit by bit for better understanding. And fear not, it is really easy to understand if you watch till the end, to know what you should avoid and when you should enter trade. So without wasting much of the time, let us go into the strategy conditions. Now for a sell signal to be valid, we need to have the 2 moving average cross above the 0 line. When this happens, we would want to see the red dot cross the green MA. When it is above the 0 line is our second confirmation. When this happens, we need to check 2 things. First, check it from the point of 0 line cross, whether it did reach the overbought zone, as we wouldn't like the moving average cross above the overbought zone, while we have this cross. Secondly, we need to check this white moving average, from the point of previous cross above the 0 line. Then compare its height with the green moving average. If the green moving average attained higher height than the white moving average, before we got the red moving average cross above the green moving average, we would go ahead and open a sell trade at the bottom of the candlestick. We see here that when we had the red moving average cross above the green moving average while both MA is above the 0 line, and we see the green moving average is higher than the white moving average from its previous cross above the 0 line, we went ahead to place a sell trade at the bottom of this candlestick. Stop losses at the recent swing high, while take profit level is at 1.7 times the risk, and we can see that it was a successful trade. Please, we don't open trade once the cross happens above the overbought zone, or when it happens on the overbought levels, as we try to avoid these type of trades. And for our next entry points, we need the red and green MA to cross below the 0 line before we enter another trade. Keep on watching to make you better understand this strategy, because any mistake could cost you your capital. Also avoid trades when the white MA is higher than the green MA when we get our cross, as we won't be opening any trades when things like this happen. Now for a buy trade to be valid, it is exactly the opposite our sell entry trade conditions, but this time we need to have the 2 moving average cross below the 0 line. When this happens, we would want to see the red dot cross the green MA when it is below the 0 line is our second confirmation. Then we need to check 2 things. First is to check from the point of 0 line cross, whether it did reach the oversold zone, as we wouldn't like the moving average cross below the oversold zone while we have this cross. Secondly, we need to check this white moving average from the point of previous cross below the 0 line. Then compare its height with the green moving average. If the green moving average attained lower height than the white moving average, before we got the red moving average cross below the green moving average, we would go ahead and open a buy trade at the peak of the candlestick. We see here that when we had the red moving average cross below the green moving average while both MA is below the zero line, and we see the green moving average is lower than the white moving average from its previous cross below the zero line, we then went ahead to place a buy trade at the peak of this candlestick. Stop losses at the recent swing low, while take profit level is at 1.7 times the risk, and we can see that it was a successful trade. Now this point of red dot crossing below the green moving average is invalid, as when we had our first signal to buy, both moving average did not cross above the zero line, so we won't be taking this trade. Please, we don't open trade once the cross happens below the oversold zone, or when it happens on the oversold levels, as we try to avoid these type of trades. And for our next entry points, we need the red and green MA to cross above the zero line, before we enter another trade when opportunity presents itself. Now let's go over some examples before we start our backtesting for the strategy. And please, you could filter these strategy settings by combining other indicators on TradingView, if you wish to trade higher time frames, but best guess is to work with a volume-based indicator, as we catch reversals with this strategy. Okay, now we see that we had a valid sell trade here, as the red moving average crossed above the green MA at this point, and we see it did not reach the overbought zone. And if you look here, we can see that the white moving average is not higher than the green moving average from its point of previous cross above the zero line, so we would be placing our sell order at the bottom of this candlestick, and we can see it was a successful trade. Now, I hope you understood the strategy, as we would now move over the backtesting. For clarification, you can drop it on the comments section and I will respond to it as soon as possible. Now we will be backtesting our strategy with an account size of $1,000, and for this backtest, we would go over 200 trades, as we risk 1% of our account size on each trade. Let's get on with it.
So we just finished the backtesting for this strategy, and we can see that the results are amazing. We had a win rate of 81% in 200 backtested trades, having won 163 trades and lost 37, which made us 240% return on investment. And I found those wonderful trade setups within 13 weeks, although commissions and spread fees would eat up some of the profit in real trading because it was not included in the backtest. So you definitely want to expect that number to be lower when trading life. The profit factor for this strategy is looking good, I guess. And we had 7 wins in a row against 4 losses in a row. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with these results. Okay traders. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.